this going. Renew. No renewing. Alright, gotta get you guys up on this. Upbeat, up-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop. There. Future. There we go. That's where I can see what the chat is. I think. Welcome, live chat. That's me. Alright. Gotta have your coffee in the morning. Alright, let's get the microphone over here. Alright, well, we've been busy with the off season, aren't we? I'm in pain. Back is out. Barely walk. Note to self, don't do stuff when you're in pain. Don't do stuff when you're in pain. Hey, Timmy. So, I've been trying to make stuff, but to be honest, it's just not working out. I have to clean this off and see what it looks like. But sort of a reveal. But yesterday I did do one good thing. It was it seems like, owls are popular. I mean, even I've got an owl on the back of my phone. So they are selling, and so this is yesterday's owl I did. Turned out pretty nice, I think. It's a baby great horned owl. It's like a little guy. Not really a pygmy owl, but sort of a baby one. So, did that one yesterday, and it turned out well, where nothing else did. I had some troubles with my coating on my CNC, and unfortunately, this just ramped right through this piece of burl and ruined it. I don't know if I can save it or anything, but we'll see. We'll see. But I do have a few other pieces of really beautiful wood. Thanks, Timmy. Thanks. Yeah, the owl turned out pretty good. So we'll get this posted and display this in one of the stores locally, and it should sell. People like owls, and it's a beautiful piece of wood. It's just I'm not sure what it is actually. The wood. Not sure what kind of wood that is. You know what kind of wood that is? Maybe cypress or eucalyptus or something like that. I don't know. Got it out of the scrap area. I like finding scraps and then painting on it. I've got this one right here. This one's displayed at the World of Arkai here in town. Beautiful piece of red cedar. Really, really very pretty. And then, my cribbage boards have been doing very well. So, we just need to get some sales, is what we need to get. We need to get some sales. I gave this one away. See that, I gave that away at a meet and greet. And I was so happy that the young lady who won it is an avid cribbage player. So she was ecstatic when she won it. Really nice. It made my heart, so much better. Yeah, she did a real good job. I mean, she was very, 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 very happy with it. So, we're going to start getting to the baits, and you know, now that spring feels like it's here, but there's no open lakes practically in my area. You have open lakes, Tammy. I mean, you're in a much lower elevation, and I had a really nice radio show last night on fishing rods. Thought it came out really well. They asked me to do a TV show, but unless I get paid, I cannot do it. It's one or the other, radio or TV. And TV requires somebody to do my camera work. And I'd have to write more. I mean, it would require a lot more time. And I can't do a TV show and a radio show. I just can't do both. And to do it for free on community, I'm unable to do that. Um, you know, requires money, time. Radio show, I'm shocked that I've done it for a year plus. I really am shocked. We've knocked out, a lot of radio shows. One every week, except for 2 weeks. We did replays. And I'm just wondering, how can I continue doing it? Part of it is to support local radio, the community radio station. And that really is most of it. It really is most of it. I mean, I was fine without it. I'll be fine without it later. But I enjoy doing it, don't get me wrong, but I want to support community radio. And I think I was his first show. I am definitely the longest running show, and I'm the number one show on the on goldcountryradio.org. And so I'm not exactly sure what the future of Terrible at Fishing on local broadcasts is going to be, but definitely would need I would need a sponsor for my endeavors, and in order to really give me the opportunity to keep them going, you know, you know, I yeah, I don't know how that would work, but definitely would need some kind of kickback, I think, if I'm to do more, and then dedicate, TV show would be fun, more fun than radio. I mean, radio is a lot of fun. Radio is more fun when I could do a call-in. You can call me in with your questions and stuff like that. It doesn't have the setup for it. That would be great. A TV show, because a lot of the stuff I do talk about on the radio is very visual. Last night was on fishing rods. It'd be nice on a TV show to show you the fishing rods and show you what I'm talking about. Lures, hooks, things like that. Setups. What a drop shot looks like. What a topwater lure looks like. Understanding a fish finder. Stuff like that. To be honest, I have a face for radio, but my subject line is definitely is made for TV. But that would require, like I said, at least one more person to help me. We'd go out on location, and I'd expand my studio to another part of my basement here, and something I can stand up in, and do that, which is easy enough to do. I mean, that's simple enough to do. I mean, I could literally just take this green screen. It's a big green screen, and just put it back there, and be able to create another studio. here. The I mean, I've got cameras and monitors all around this room. It's only about a 12 by 12 room, and it's not a big room. It's gotten a lot smaller as I've added my CNC, my laser, my cooking area for my soft baits, and my airbrush area. And of course, Bob, Daryl, my fish. Yeah. And then I'm doing woodworking in this little area. That would be nice if I put it out into the rest of the basement. That would be good. Yeah, actually, probably put it right on the other side of this wall. It's really the more flat area because I got a cave on that side of my basement. So, but again, there's got to be some kind of residuals. It's just got to be some residuals. I've yet to get an order from Lake of the Woods for this year. I've given them a lot of stuff. Maybe I'll I'll drive up there and take what I've got and see what they'll buy right there and then. Try to close a deal right there and see if we can't get them to commit. I did make some pens, some nice wooden pens, engraved with Lake of the Woods. This is one of the bad ones, but and this one right here, I'm doing a lot of testing. I'll be doing some engraving for Crater Lake. It's actually a decent one. And Crater Lake, a buddy of mine, he makes pens, and he turns pen blanks and stuff like that. So we'll get, at least I'll make a little bit of money with my machine that way. Not much. So, but yeah, he'll drop those off pretty soon, and we'll engrave those and get those done. Yeah, it's just a little bit of time on the laser, and it'll work with a little extra. But we'll definitely put that towards the bank. Yeah, I'm very. Besides pain, sitting down doesn't hurt me too much, but man, once I stand up, my back is out. I'm using my cane. So I look like a fat old man. I probably look like Santa Claus or something in the off season. But man, it's just I can't stand it. My guess is old. Yeah, I am. I'm getting old. And maybe if I was in my 30s, I could do everything. And in my 30s, I did do everything. I only needed 6 hours of sleep. I could work, 15 hours a day. In my 30s, I was fine. And I looked good. I was thinner and better looking. Now I'm just fat and old and ugly and broken. But I have enjoyed making pictures, and I'm hoping, as I make more and more of these things, these creations, I could do a what in the old days we called a show. When Kathy met me. Are you familiar with the Barnstormers event in Medford? Very much so. I don't know about that Barnstormers event. I don't know that at all. Let me type it up. Medford Barnstormers. Welcome to Barnstormers Vintage Fair. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's I assume local artisans sell their stuff there. Holiday Bazaar by Barnstormer. May 2 through 3rd, spring. Oh. Well, you got Agate Lake. Agate is a nice little. You can get some largemouth and some bluegill out of there. Not so bad. The shows. Let's see. So you got something in May, something in November. 2 markets a year you guys do. But the thing is, when you become a vendor, you just have to sell so much. From vendors who sell vintage, upcycled, or refurbished home decor. Oh, that's me. But I think May. Whoa. That's 2nd and 3rd. I think. I don't have my other calendar down here. I think I'm out of town on that weekend, of course, because that's the way it always works. Yeah. So you're interested in becoming a vendor. Blah, 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 blah. Need inspiration. Here's a link. Following is a list of items you'll need. Pegboard, plastic, sharps, plastic tubs. Bare fold-up tables. Each show has... Yeah. They need it, to be honest, when it comes to these things, they can't charge for a vendor. But they do. Because, what do they want? $300? Something like that for a booth. And then, 10 by 10 is $150. That's pretty cheap. That's pretty cheap. So $150 is really affordable for a 2-day event. I have to check that weekend, May 2nd and 3rd. Probably stay at a buddy's house there, so I don't have to spend money on a hotel. You can cook me some barbecue. That could be good. We'll star that. And I have to check that weekend. Murphy's Law says, bam, I'm out of town on that weekend because it's just going to be, that's the way it always works. So, and I'll have plenty of stuff by May, lures too, fishing stuff. So we'll put the fishing stuff there and you just got to be able to, some arts and crafts stuff, that's what you need. Arts and crafts fairs, Southern Oregon. There's a place here in Ashland. They have a Lithia Artisans Market in Ashland. It's about the same distance to Ashland is to you. But, they probably want, business licenses and stuff like that. I have a business license. Hey, AKS. Well, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I live in Klamath Falls, Oregon, and Timmy, he lives in Medford. He's over on the other side of the Cascades. He and I fish together every once in a while. I got I've been making some art, so we're kind of brainstorming. Besides the art, but also the fishing lures, because I make a lot of fishing lures too. A lot of fishing lures. I don't know if I have any close at hand here. Excuse me. No, I don't. It's not real close at hand. If you have any questions about fishing, AKS, just pop it in there. I'm online right now, sort of looking at local arts and crafts fairs here in Southern Oregon, and seeing if there's a way I can move some of my merchandise. And that's really South Africa. Oh my goodness. That's awesome. Oh, thank you. Thank you. My back is out. So yesterday I basically, I did a carving, and whenever I do a carving, I paint it. This is, of course, a little great horn owl on a fairly small piece of wood. It's only about a foot square, and I did pull out a little bit of a chunk there, but nonetheless, I think it came out pretty good. A lot of colors. I put the gold, the yellow, the browns in it, of course, black and the white, and so these little pieces right here sell for like my favorite fish to catch. Oh, well, it would be a smallmouth bass. Totally a smallmouth bass. Smallies fight better than anything else per pound. And, you want to catch a big, giant bucket mouth, that'd be a largemouth. Trout are fun to catch. They're just not fun to fish for. So we have a lot of trout. And my biggest fish locally has been a brown trout, a German brown. It was 27 inches, 9 pounds or so. And out of a lake just 30 minutes away. And that was actually, if you go, you could search these things on here on the channel. My favorite thing I ever caught was was an osprey. It's a type of eagle, and he had fouled himself up into somebody's fishing line, and I got this phone call, panic stricken, from the fisherman. Took the boat out there, scooped the poor bird up out of the water, and he was so docile by the time I got to him. He definitely would have died. But my buddy, I held him while my buddy cut all the line off him, which was an awful lot of fishing line. And my favorite thing I ever caught was an osprey, and then we set him free. But my favorite fish catch in saltwater is shad. Oh, I love shad. Oh, no. I totally... a shad, not just in saltwater, but as they migrate up the rivers here in Oregon, a shad is one of the feistiest fish. So I don't get to shad fish around here, so it's not my favorite because I don't get to do it very often. But if I was up in northern Oregon, because I'm in southern Oregon, shad would probably be my favorite fish to catch in northern Oregon. The first time I took my wife, we were newlyweds fishing, I took her to my favorite spot on a river, and it was for shad. And I saw that. It would be right up my alley. It's just a matter if I've got the time, for that weekend, if it's not already booked. Shad. I took her to my favorite shad spot. And then within an hour, I caught 5 very large shad in this one spot on my river because I knew where the shad were. There was a little divot right there, and the first shad I hooked into, started running, jumping out of the water, had a great time. I'm hooping and hollering, and my wife, newlywed, this is 40 years ago almost, and she's yelling at me. Now, she ain't yelling at me like, woohoo! No, she's saying, let him go, you're hurting him. There's a hook at the end of that line. I don't think she noticed that. If you come to South Africa, fish saltwater, they would be the hardest fish to catch. Well, they migrate. Basically a shad is a herring. And so they migrate up and spawn in the rivers here and in California. And boy, they are just strong fish. Really strong fish. So, yeah, I would love to do barnstormers. Yeah, it would be really perfect. It really would. I mean, I would. I'll look. If I've got that weekend off, I'll do it. But I have another calendar upstairs on my tablet. I don't have my tablet down here. And we'll see if I have the second and third off. I think I do. And I think I don't. Murphy's Law says I don't. But you're right. It would be a perfect venue for me to display my goods. I mean, look at these cribbage boards. Are gorgeous. I mean, I've been making absolutely stunning cribbage boards. I know they would sell. We got a bunch of them right here in hardwood and in portable and travel versions. And they'd be perfect, let alone the art that I've been doing. And then, of course, my baits. Hand-painted baits. I mean, yeah. I would totally be game for it. I think I'll be in Salem that weekend. So, it's just the way Murphy's Law is. You give me something perfect, and then I've already got something perfect for that weekend. But yeah, I would love to. It's just so expensive to just say this is actually affordable. $75 a day, I could do this show affordably. But that's how you really need to have. You really have to have an affordable entry fee. It would be a black tip. It's a small fish and not a black tip shark. Good, because I can't catch them. Black tip. It's a small fish. Oh, nice. Yeah, the biggest fish I ever caught was a blue shark, and man, it tasted great. I was a kid. It was great. Yeah, Ashland has a market called Lithia Artisan Market, and they're open every weekend. So the nice thing about that, Saturday and Sundays. Market info. Oh yeah, it's an outdoor market. So blue sharks are awesome. The beautiful thing about a shark, they're cartilaginous fish. So you could just cut the steaks right off of them. And there's no bones in a shark. I mean, besides the jaw, which we all know. But and up in northern Oregon, we also have sturgeons, and sturgeon is also a cartilaginous fish, so easy to clean. I've never caught one, never ate one, but I hear good things about it. I hear really good things about it. Danish, Bangladesh, Danish Donnie. I remember when you were on. Thank you for popping in. You absolutely need to. Oh, okay. Well, I have to go check my calendar. Um, it's just a matter. Once you go, I mean, I gotta have a place. It's not just these are out of towns. So, Lithia has an artisans holiday market in Medford too. Huh. It's a holiday market at the National Guard Armory, and so they're probably all very picky about who they invite, and they probably have, you got to have your insurance, you got to have this, it's just um, membership info. Participation currently non-refundable $25. Current yearly membership is $75. Seems like a lot of work. Yeah, shad is a very challenging fish to land. And that's what makes it so much fun because they're airborne too. I mean, a shad will just go airborne on you, and they'll shake like a largemouth bass. And largemouth. The problem with catching a big giant bucket mouth is there's so much room in that mouth. Here's that bucket mouth. You can have a 6 or 8 inch mouth on that thing. You've got a 1/0 hook inside there. They break through the surface. They'll shake in order to create that slack. There's so much room in that mouth and they use their tongues to knock it out. Shad, I mean, any fish that goes airborne is looking for slack. So just enough to kick the hook out of their mouth. And shad are really, I mean, and they're beautiful fish. They really are beautiful fish. Really are beautiful fish. Yeah, they got a. All right, well, there's one. I just got to figure out a way to get these things sold. I'm making them, but I just got to, look at all these beautiful cribbage boards I make. I mean, I need to find my market. And you're right. I mean, that would be really good. But I need to turn them. And, I think, these cribbage boards would sell really well at Lake of the Woods. And, they go through over 500,000 visitors a year at Lake of the Woods. Yeah, they do. AKS. Yeah, shad are thin. At least shad we have are thin. They're not like this wide, but they're that tall and that long, and they got that beautiful, iridescence in their body. It's just beautiful, 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 beautiful fish. I mean, they're just huge too. And what a strength, really strong fighter to them. It's been forever since I caught a shad. Been forever. Man, I gotta make a trip up to northern Oregon and do some sturgeon fishing and shad fishing on the Columbia. That would be, shad is really good on the Columbia River, which is a huge river that is separating. It's the border between Washington State and Oregon. And the Columbia River is fantastic for lots of things, but sturgeon and for shad work really, really well up there. And I would love to do that. I would also like to fish the Umpqua. The Umpqua is known for smallmouth. Ashland's a joke too. Oh, I caught a show live bait. He came off. I was angry and almost threw. Yeah, don't do that. Don't throw your rod in the water, buddy. I've never been that angry. Never been that angry. I mean, I've been very disappointed. I mean, a couple of years ago, I hooked into a double-digit bass, largemouth, and I thought I set the hook perfectly. He dove on me. He broke surface because it was a topwater bait, and he broke surface on my big bait. It was a 7.5-inch bait, and he broke surface on it, and then he just dove on it into the tree, and he was able to get go down into the tree itself and dislodge my hook. Very, very, very frustrating. A bunch of hippie. Yeah, well, Ashland's hippies, and then if you go to Salem or you go to Eugene, those are hippies too. I mean, they are. I mean, they're hippies. I mean, Medford's sort of, a nice Klamath Falls, because we don't have a lot of hippies here. Klamath Falls is kind of a nice, conservative, middle of the road type of place, and it's one of the reasons why I like it. There's not a lot of crazies here. I mean, we have our crazies. Don't get me wrong, but we don't have a lot. We don't have that as the. I mean, you go to the street fairs here, and it's just I don't know. You just don't get a lot of crazies here. Now, I mean, we have a street fair here every once a month during the summer. I think it costs $100 for a booth, space, and I probably will do that once or twice this year. I want to see what I can do on that, and don't overtime it, Mike. Brainstormers held at the expo at Super Big. Well, it's just a matter of having the weekend, Timmy. I think that weekend I'm booked. I think that's. I don't know if this calendar on this phone. Let's see, March, May. All right. Second and third. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, this calendar isn't updated with the same stuff that I have on my other calendar on my phone. That calendar's got it, and I've got to check it. But if I've got that weekend off, I'll be there, and then it's just a matter of arranging, what they want. I love this. It says a Barnstormer Spring Market to the vendors. It says, read first. Are you a nice person who likes to have fun? Well, okay, that's an easy one. Do you generally like most people and have a positive attitude? Yeah. Ain't nobody got time for unnecessary drama. Whoever wrote this has got a good sense of humor. Let's see, our spring show. We will begin vetting applications 10/19, 2024. So they've probably already got everything set. From vendors to sell true vintage garden farmhouse style and refurbished. That's me. We do not allow new commercially. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm not that. If you plan to sell any jewelry, candles, soap, nope, I don't. Additionally, we are not only looking for vendors who sell uniquely beautiful wares, but who also know how to display them. A folding table in your space is not our jam. Check our social site. All right. Well, I can make some beautiful displays. I mean, that's easy enough. I mean, I need more like A-frame stuff, for all my goods. Really go with A-frame. We're so serious about this. In fact, we have customer choice contest every year. If you win, you get the cost of your booth refunded, up to $270. To that end, we have compiled a list of items that are no longer considered acceptable booth decor. Pop-up tents or tent frames. Fire code. I don't know what that is. Pegboard. Okay. Plastic tarps. Okay. These are things they don't like. Indoor-outdoor carpet. Fine. camp tables, or any bare fold up tables. Anything with non-vintage sports logos or cartoons. Post-it notes, painter's tape, price tags, bare folding table legs. Cover those tables to the ground. Ah, gotcha. So they want sort of a tabletop, a cover on it. If we haven't scared you away, please fill out the form below and include best pictures of your wares and a photo of your booth setup if you've got one. Well, I've never had a booth. Vendors will be selected based on merchandise fit and booth appearance, not first come, first served. We will review your application and respond within 10 days of your submission. Most of the time, if you are a gift genre, it may take longer than 10 days. Thank you so much. If there are any... Well, I would have to actually build something, take a picture of it, wouldn't it? Huh. Wow. See you, Timmy. You too, buddy. CAKS. Thanks for popping in. Yeah, I would have to. I'd have to build something. And they do it on grass, so. Oh no, they have it indoors, huh? Well, yeah, if I have a babe like that in the picture, Jiminy, and they got some beautiful little tables and stuff. Look at typewriters, really? All right, we'll see you. Cross section of hippies are 15% hippie. I'm looking at some of their photos right now on their website. It looks like it's is it indoors? Barnstormers event. Is it an indoor event? Looks like an indoor event. Huh. Yeah, $100 for a day. Okay, false. Yeah. This is $75 for a day for barnstormers. Ah, that is really cool. I like that. Yeah, I'm going to have to come up. First, I got to see if I got that weekend. First, see if I got the weekend. And if I got the weekend, I don't want to put so much effort into my displays to where these guys will say no to me. Yeah, it's just, that would be a bummer. That would be a bummer. Oh, well. Be fun to take one of the machines and, even the laser, you just do custom for people, there. I can run it off of a lithium battery with a converter, so I'll have to check it out. I'll have to check that out and see if I can come up with something. They want very crafty display areas, and hit some thrift stores here in town for some. Joann's is going out of business. I'm sure they got some kind of displays there that I could use. They when a company's going out of business, they sell everything, including the doors. I know I've cleared out 2 companies myself. It really is a shame. I see companies go under. Big Lots is selling everything too. But you want something more crafty, for these guys. More crafty. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Lucy, how you doing, Lucy? We got Lucy Warren's World. Lucy Warren's World. Have you been here before, Lucy? I'm looking at your, I'll subscribe to your channel, Lucy. I am a new subscriber to your channel. So, you have, what do you do video games. Looks like a cute little video game. You look like a nice spirit person, Nice. Well, welcome to our channel. Welcome to our channel, Lucy. Well, I got a playlist and a lot of stuff, and you can see some of the art that I've been doing. This was one I did yesterday. Nice little owl that I painted yesterday. I carve it into wood with a laser, and then with the relief, I create I paint it. I do a lot of birds. So that's a western kingfisher right there, and there's a great horn, and I've got, I do a lot of birds. Then I test it on different woods. This was just a test piece. This is an osprey, and then after I determine my settings, then I'll do it for real, and then I will paint it, and I display them in 2 stores here in town. Cherry Blossom, which is a cute little boutique. It's all the Valley disposable income to the max. Oh, well, that's nice. Well, there's not a whole lot of disposable income lately. Oh, it is indoors. Well, that'll be really good. I need to, I'll check on that. And if I can if they will accept me, we'll put something up there and see if I can't sell something at Barnstormers. But my wife would love that, to just go to it. We don't go to Medford too often unless she wants to buy some clothes or shoes or something like that. We don't have a big selection here. But Timmy's a fan. You're a little biased, Timmy. You're a little biased on my stuff. You like my stuff already. So you're a little biased. But, I don't know if everybody feels the same way as you and I do about the stuff I make. I personally love, these things would look great on walls, a bathroom, a living room, a kitchen, a dining room. It was just one thing about living in Oregon. We're very natural, people. We love the connection between us and outdoors, and to bring a little bit of the outdoors in is a really, really cool thing. And so a lot of the stuff I do is to get people to connect with nature. You know that. So, yes, I do. I've been in sales a very long time. And yes, I know. I would have you got me thinking now. What? what I would do as a display. Um, you know, uh, trade show craft displays. You do this, you get a bunch of these things people make, trade show displays. So you just got to go to images and see what people got. So yeah, I can make that. No, not that. That's nice. Yeah, they don't want these generic things. They want that rustic looking displays. That is a beautiful display. We want rustic displays. Yeah, this is all like, I've bought these things before, when I was in, that's Pinterest. Yeah, these things, I could take, let's say, fencing, and make, sort of walls with it. That's what it looks like. That's what these people have done. They've taken like some cedar fencing and created a booth out of the cedar fencing. Or even, that's even smarter, using pallets and putting the pallet on a stand, and then using pallets for sort of slat board. So that's smart. I like that idea. And easy to do. I mean, 2 pallets, does it for you right there for height. Oh, that's genius. Wow, that's genius. Pallets. The best part about Barn Stores is that it's 80% chicks shopping. Fun. Well, I'll look into it. I'll definitely look into it. If I've got the weekend off, I'm sure I can round up a few pallets and create a very nice display with pallets. Yeah, I could do that. I mean, I don't see a problem making it, a few freestanding displays. I mean, with, 9 pallets, be a piece of cake. Yeah, the pallets are a good idea. Yep. That's why you go online. Google's great. You just put rustic displays, show displays up, and a pallet display popped up. And it looks like, okay, that looks cool. You can utilize both sides. I could put shelves on it, and with rustic shelves, I've got some boards and actual tree slabs that I could put on there, and it would look really, really good. Yeah, but they have to say yes. They have to say yes. I'm just a broken down man in a basement. Don't sell yours short. Well, I don't sell myself short. It's just a matter of, yeah. I mean, I make this stuff. I mean, because I love it. So, yeah. Yeah, I've got vintage lures. I got a bunch of them. That would be cool, and it would be a really cool booth. It'd be a guys and gals booth. Guys and gals booth. We could do both. I mean, dudes like cribbage. Cribbage is a fun game. I mean, I've got over 20 cribbage boards I've already made. Um, yep. Lucy, she's still around. I haven't lost you, huh, Lucy? Lucy is my kryptonite, by the way. She's a redhead. Kryptonite. I don't know what it is about redheads, but you guys have a good market. Well, we got to, with this right here, I got to put, what type of wood it is. I always do that on the back with my logo, and then put a nice hanger on it. So this one right here, I just did it yesterday. It's still curing, the epoxy or the polyurethane is still curing on it. But I could probably put this into a store here, and hopefully would sell. A lot of people, they want that artisan, that handmade stuff. It's just that, it's getting in front of the right people, the right crowd. And you're right about barnstormers. I mean, that's a good crowd. And it's a big event. Big event. I just, you pop out $150, for 2 days. Then, of course, I could drive back and forth. It's an hour and a half to go back and forth. It'd be easier to just stay there. I'm sure I can find somebody that can put me up in Medford. But yeah, this is a nice little piece of wood. Got it out of the scrap bin. Repurposing trash, which is the whole point of, these type of crafts. You take something that people would throw away and you repurpose it. And you make something beautiful out of it. So, there's Cook Woods here in town is the best lumber yard for exotic and quality wood I've ever seen in my life. And he does most of his business online if you go to cookwoods.com. And I just go back there and he charges me by the pound on what I can find back there. And then I pull it out and, he charges me by the pound. Now, some of these, this is called purple wood. It looks brown right there, but it's actually purple. And it's purple wood. But I've ruined it, I think, several times over. So, because I did this to that side. Ugh. Yep. And then there's this burl. It's a little, I think it's not flat. Yeah. Okay, we got about a 2 millimeter bow on that, which makes it extremely hard in a CNC because that's not going to do well in a CNC. I don't have a planer. I wish I had a planer, but that is a beautiful piece of burl. And I know whatever I do with this, I have to sort of compensate for this bow. It's a 2 millimeter bow, but it's a beautiful piece of wood. I might just laser this, and I don't know. I got the piece for a cribbage board. Now I could do the cribbage on here, but then I won't be able to do the border lines and stuff like that because that's just straight down, and yeah, it'll be a little shallower up here than here, but your peg you ain't going to notice it with the peg. But it's a beautiful piece of burl. I mean, look at that. That is real pretty. And I got this out of the bin. Really thick too. Whew, this baby's 1.5 inches or so. Let's see what it is. Which is great for storage. inch and a quarter. That's an inch and a quarter. That is thick. So that would be a good piece. Maybe I'll do something with him today. Figure it out. It's not, I mean, I measure most in millimeters. I don't usually measure in inches. And so it's not too bad. 105 millimeters wide. It's not too bad. I could design a cribbage board on this. Heavy. It's heavy. It is really heavy. You know, one thing about burl, it can be very, 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 very heavy. But burl has a lot of cavities in it. So when you burn it, if you burn it, you might set it on fire. I've done that. You got to babysit it with just in case. You don't want to set this on fire. But, this, I could do some hand burning on this because, I have hand burning tools. And so I could do something like that. Yeah, we'll do something like that for this today. That is a beautiful, and it really is beautiful. And then it's just a matter of looking at the grain and seeing what it presents to me. And this right here is telling me not of this earth. Okay, it looks like a galaxy. So when I create something from this will be in sort of a space genre, and because it's got that, the swirls and stuff that you would see, in forming of galaxies and nebulas and stuff like that. And I could see myself putting a planet here and a planet there, maybe even some sun, some light beams coming from a sun on this. So when I look at a piece of wood, usually, this one right here spoke to me of a baby owl in a tree. So, when something you would see up in a tree. And so this would be the face of a very large tree. And then you'd see the baby owl in it. And so typically that's when I look at a piece of wood, or even any canvas for that matter, the canvas will tell me what it wants on it, not the other way around, not what I want on it. So this one right here is just speaking to me, and it wants sort of a galactic, it's weird, but this is a night sky, through a telescope. This one right here looks like a night sky through a telescope. And, with, that dark wood. And what it will do, it'll take some pearl white and we'll speckle it. And then create some planets. Maybe one. Depending on how I form the cribbage board. Every piece I do is unique. I mean, every piece. I mean, you cannot buy, even my lures, you cannot buy two of the exact same thing because it's all done by hand. And it's just the way, yeah, I think I've been inspired with this piece. Sometimes when I pull a piece out of the bin, I'm not sure what it would, what it's going to be. It's 104 there. 106. It's 2 millimeter difference between top and bottom. But that is definitely going to be the top. So it's going to sort of, move up. Which I think will be a really cool, effect. And we are at 310 millimeters. 310. I think I might. Yeah, I might have a board for this already made. Let me measure this. That's only 97. Yeah, I have a really nice board I designed. Actually, it's this. It's actually this board. No, it isn't. It's not this board. This is the that Klamath one I showed you with the hawk on it, and that board. Got some. That would actually work. Let me catch all this. Copy. No. I use Carveco Maker. 104. 104 and 310. Yeah, save that. Selection contains toolpath previews. Reviewed. Got it. Alright, so there's that, and bam. So, it's tight. Oh, yeah, I could do this. I could do this. Take that artwork off. Take that artwork off. And F9 center. That looks good. It's a 2-track. This is a 2-track and a full 120. And I will not do the borders because there's no way to actually carve the borders on this accurately because of that 2mm lift on the center. This is just for drilling the holes, and that would work really, really well. So, yeah, so I don't know if you, let's see, I'll show you. Let's see what we got. Bird, boom. Let's see, display. Where's my display capture? There it is. There it is. And then we'll take my little head. There we go. All right. And then we go into my Carveco. This is it. This is my Carveco Maker is my my design software, and for carving, for my CNC. And so basically, I've already made this board, and this board is now the same size as this. I mean, at least the pattern. It's the same size as this. And so basically now I just capture all of my holes, go over here to toolpaths, and then I can go ahead, selected vectors. We're going to go 12 millimeters down because I'm sort of making up for that 2 or 3 millimeter difference in the bow, because it will be a little bit different. If I go a little too deep, it's no big deal. It really is no big deal. These are all my bits. That's my drill bit for my cribbage boards, and we don't use peg. I mean peck. That's nice for my lower quality bits. That works really, really well. And this board is 31 inches or 31 millimeters thick. So, let's see, we put Cosmos Crib. We will call this Cosmos Crib. We hit calculate, and now it creates a pattern. I could go to my toolpath, hit toolpath summary, and this will give me a lot of the details of it. 31 millimeter thickness. I am going to be going down. It's got my different feed rates to it, how deep it's going to be, and how long it takes. This will take 10 minutes for me to drill for my machine to drill all of these holes. It tells me the RPMs at 17,000 RPMs. And then, yep, material thickness, width, where's my depth, plunge rate, safe Z, 13.9667, good. Finish depth is 12 millimeters, right there. And we're good. And then I'm going to save that as what we call a G code. And Cosmos holes. And there is in with all my G codes. I know. How wild is that? You know. Now normally I would go ahead and put the lines in there. Now I could hit this, and this basically simulates what it's going to do. So I could see a computer generation of my, the command, the G code. Now normally I would want it to do these borders too, but like I said, I've tried this on warped wood before. It does not work well at all, because this piece is warped, and it just I tried to do stuff with it, but it just ruined a perfectly good, expensive wood. Burl is very expensive. This piece of wood, is really expensive. It's about a $50 piece of wood. It's expensive. And the reason he's not using it is because of, the warping of it. He wouldn't be able to sell it. So, I do it. I buy it out of the scrap heap. And that's that. I know. Kind of cool, huh? Squirrel! Yeah, don't forget the thumbs up, guys. Squirrel's here. Yeah, so, I just put a design. We're going to drill this to be a cribbage board. This beautiful piece of burl. Beautiful. So we're going to drill this. It'll be a very, very pretty piece. And then I showed, you weren't here earlier, but there's a piece I did yesterday. I know. It's the only good piece I did yesterday. Everything else was garbage. I was in a lot of pain. I still am. As long as I don't move, I'm okay. But if I stand up, it hurts. Sitting down doesn't hurt. Sit and don't move, Mike. But this is creating the games is a lot of fun. Creating games is a lot of fun. So, yeah, I'm not exactly. Yeah. I don't know what I'm going to do. It's going okay. I mean, I'm in a lot of pain. But it's going okay, I guess. I need to sell some of my stuff. Thought about going on Whatnot, and but selling lures on Whatnot is easy. Selling crafts and art on Whatnot, it's not really the space for it. Um, I need to come up with an idea. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. I've got it in two stores here in town. A little female boutique, which I think is a really good spot, and then the local entertainment. It's a dragon themed entertainment center here in town, the World of Arkai. Yeah, it only hurts when I breathe. Yeah, breathing is my least favorite activity. I mean, my lungs, Timmy, my lungs are destroyed. So, so breathing is one of those things that I dislike anyway. But anyway, we're gonna drill this, and then while it's drilling, what I'll do, I've got to come up with sort of a galactic theme. On the back side, what I'll do is I'll put, the back side's where the burl, where the cavities are. These cracks. If I cut into this, I may lose the integrity of the wood. Could do it down here just for the pegs. Yeah. Might be able to get away with it down here. But again, that piece is lifted right up. There's if you guys can see that bow. So, I don't know. Drilling the holes are easy. That I could do. Look at that. So, I've got this side right here. What I could do is, this is where the creative aspects of my mind should kick in. I can make a telescope right here on the right side of this, looking up at the stars. And the telescope will be the holder for the pegs. Is that genius or what? Yeah. It's genius is what that is. And cut that out of wood. My telescope. Oh, this could be really good. It has to be a very small box, though. Really, 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 really small box. What I can do, take one of my small boxes and then shrink it down, adjusting for the 3 millimeters of I want a slide top box. I think I want a slide top box. I'll figure it out. It's going to be really good. So this will be 3-dimensionals. So I'm going to have this telescope. I'll have a telescope right over here pointing up at the stars. And inside the telescope, you can just slide it open and get the pegs out of it in order to play the game. That'll look really cool. Yeah. I can even make, I don't even have to go square. I can actually go round. So I could do something on, those are, take that down, it'll fall. All right. All right, I'm going to let you guys go. I got some creating to do. Thanks for popping in. And Timmy, I'll go upstairs right now and check that calendar. Take care, guys. Really appreciate you guys stopping by.